Hey everybody, it's Austin Ward for Lettermen Row, back with another BuckIQ. We've got Evan Spencer back in the building, the former Ohio State wide receiver. You know what that means. Ohio State signed a couple of the best wideouts in the country in this most recent signing class on Wednesday. We're starting today looking at the film, Evan, of Garrett Wilson, 5-star from down in Texas. I don't know how much you've seen of this kid, but he looks like he could be a game changer for the Buckeyes.
Absolutely. I mean, anybody that comes in with that type of background and hype, it's so good to plug and play them into an operation that's so competitive. Because at the highest level, whether it's in Texas, whether it's in Illinois, or whether it's California, right, they were able to operate as one of the elite players there, right? So when they come, they have these tricks and these game-winning games that we had the chance to talk about throughout the season. So it's really cool to see them in their atmosphere once they get on campus.
Might help a little bit that he has some chemistry there with Matthew Baldwin coming out of Lake Travis, a quarterback and wide receiver from the same school. A little bit rare, but to make that transition, Evan, it's been a big thing recently. Ohio State's taken some players from Texas, and that high school background, as you said, does tend to help.
Absolutely. I mean, and it just speaks to the grander landscape of recruiting, right? You know, from whether it's social media or just access to film and players. You know, now we can reach a lot of corners that we may or may not have been entrenched in. And, you know, I think these guys are a perfect example of, you know, how we've been able to innovate, how we've been able to kind of expound on the message that is Ohio State and to really show the recruits the tradition that's within.
That tradition, Evan Spencer was a part of it. Garrett Wilson is next. So we're going to look at those highlights from the Lake Travis product right now. Let's roll the tape. All right, Evan, just for fun, we mentioned Matthew Baldwin right off the top. We're going for a twofer. We're going back to these junior year highlights just to see if Garrett Wilson was developing and playing with a guy who's already on campus for Ohio State. And the first thing you see here, guy running all over the field making guys miss.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fun when you can see guys that that obviously are just talented with the ball in their hand. And, you know, we've had the chance to watch a little bit of this film before we got rolling. And even then, you can just see he's natural once he can, you know, get the chance to lock eyes with somebody, right? To stick his foot in the ground and to be natural with the ball in his hands, and you know, and even to shift his weight really well. And it's evident in his route running, as you can see. Well, this is just more of a great receiver play. You know, that's a go route that, you know, he clearly understands position. So that's definitely a comforting thing to know from a receiver standpoint.
Those first couple plays we watched, Evan, it just seemed like Garrett Wilson believed he was going to make you miss. Like, he wasn't even worried about getting hit. Like, he was setting them up, and we talked about before with, you know, KJ Hill and the blocks and then using your guy. Like, he just knew he was going to beat a guy.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, you can see he's really good at setting up his potential defenders, right? And you do so with your eyes, you do so with your body language, where your hips are, this, that, and the other. But at least preliminary, you know, you can tell he's got great coaches because his weight transfer is great. You know, his ability to get guys' hands off at the line, like you see in this play right here, you know, it's definitely great. He understands his body well. You can definitely see that.
This is some of that work. Get a playmaker the ball, put him on special teams, and let him make something special happen. It looks like it was well covered, but you just can't stop him.
Yeah, no, I mean that's just going out there and having fun, right? You know, you watch those college highlights of like Devin Hester, and you watch him doing a whole bunch of circles and this, that, and the other, and you know, you're thinking, why is he doing this? But his just natural ability to believe in himself and to know that he's going to break the tackle and make a play is one of the first characteristics that you need, obviously, when you're evaluating a great talent.
How about that throw from Matthew Baldwin back there a couple plays ago, by the way?
Hey, trust me.
That's fitting in the window.
Sometimes the quarterback makes you look good, and you just try to pretend that it was all you.
In some of these routes, and you know, this was a full season ago, he's had chances to develop, Garrett Wilson has, but you know, what do you look for in a high school guy making that transition? They're going to get much better. They're going to have more reps. They're going to get Brian Hartline working with them. I mean, how much do you see of a guy that looks college ready with the routes he's running, and holy cow, the play he makes there on the football?
Yeah, no, I mean, you can just tell that it's all natural, right? So that's step number one. But when you're looking at it, you just got to look at the small things, right? Like, okay, so now when you're not playing this guy right here, and you know that, can we go back a little bit?
Yep.
So when, you know, you're going against somebody, obviously, that maybe isn't going to take the same type of release or the same type of jam. Here, in this case, somebody, and not this next play, in the next play's case, somebody who's not going to let you get inside, right? Somebody who says, hey, I may not have help over here because that safety came down, and my job is to not let you in that inside half. And I'm coached and I'm on scholarship too, so I'm not going to let you in that inside half. So being able to figure out the dangers of releasing inside with respect to play concepts, being able to say, okay, well, yeah, no, I can do things all over the field, and you know, I can do these turn the fields and this, that, and the other, but once I go play Michigan State, they have another cat over there that runs 4.3 probably somewhere.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, somebody's going to probably have somebody that can run me down. So how do I operate within my own body best as I, see where I can add value to the team and, that I can make an impact as a receiver. But he's got the natural abilities. You can see that even though he stepped out here with the hat coming in, you can see that his transition, right? His ability to change direction, control his weight. His vision's great. I mean, it really is.
When you watch Garrett Wilson, would you be, just checking out the routes to see how far along he is, or are you just more focusing on the athleticism and then what you can do with him afterwards?
I mean, you look at, you can tell that he's coached well, so he knows how to run routes.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to influence defenders certain ways. So it's merely just a box that you check, right? But, so much about being able and coming to make an imprint right when you get there is humbling yourself. And I'm going to tell you, so much about the analysis of everybody's film that everybody in the coaching staff does is box check, box check, box checked. But can he humble himself to figure out a way to make a difference?
Mm-hmm.
And that might be punt return, right? But if he can't humble himself to say, I'm not going to have the chance to probably do that right away as soon as I want to, I got to get my tail on punt block and figure out a way to hold up that gunner all the way down the field and make an imprint on the special teams coach. And then, oh, by the way, then I'll get some love on offense. And then I can do this all day long.
Yep.
But it's time tested. If you can't humble yourself, you'll struggle.
I've seen that just this last year with Chris Olave. Go get a punt block.
Exactly. I mean,
you get some footballs thrown your way.
And I'm going to tell you right now, he will be highlighted in spring ball. But because of his ability to say, listen, this game is bigger than my personal performance. This game is bigger than me running back a punt return right now. This game is me getting my guy there. Like that ability that his player had to get him to that spot.
Right.
That's what you got to exercise at the next level because everybody's good. Everybody's the best athlete in the world. And when everybody's the best athlete in the world, how do I figure out a way to get my guys, 1 point greater than that next team before the end of the game?
A lot to like here, a lot to build on for Garrett Wilson as he is set to arrive and get started for Ohio State, fill some of that production, maybe score some more touchdowns for Ohio State like he did here with Lake Travis.
Ooh.
Evan Spencer enjoying some of this film. We got more to go, but we're going to wrap it up here at BuckIQ with Garrett Wilson. Join us again later on. We've got more Ohio State signees to go through. We got more coverage coming for the Rose Bowl as we head to Pasadena.
All right, here we go.
Evan's just going to keep watching, but we're going to head it out and close it there. He's Evan Spencer. I'm Austin Ward for BuckIQ. We'll see you next time at Lettermen Row.